Now on the CBS12 News on CW34, danger at the drive-thru. A shooting near McDonald's leaves a woman asking, what if? Luring little girls, the man police are hunting for tonight after a terrifying tip. And the attack plan that was looking at destruction and death in Times Square.
This is CBS 12 News at 10 on the CW34.
But first, Tropical Storm Nate has the U.S. reacting after it hit Central America. Now it's making moves towards our mainland, and one city is already calling for evacuations. New Orleans mayor is telling some people to find higher ground, and the only part of Florida that's escaped a hurricane's wrath may be out of luck this weekend. Severe weather expert Jeff Bardelli is looking into the latest Nate track. Jeff? Massive layoffs at the nursing home where 12 residents died after power went out following Hurricane Irma. Our partners at the Sun-Sentinel report that the rehabilitation center at Hollywood Hills notified the state it laid off 245 employees after a criminal investigation started into the center. The nursing home lost Medicaid payments and cannot take in new residents after the incident. Danger at the drive-thru. An innocent bystander shot while waiting for fast food. Right now, the search for the gunman continues. CBS 12's Greg Angel is at the McDonald's where that woman was shot. Greg? A stranger danger. Police in Palm Beach Gardens on the hunt for a man they say tried to lure a young girl into his car on her way home from school. CBS 12's Vincent Crivelli joins us live near Holly Drive in Palm Beach Gardens where this scary situation unfolded. Vince, what happened? What kind of crime happens in your area? The CBS 12 crime map tells you what incidents happened throughout our area. We are learning new information about the man who shot congressmen practicing on a baseball field back in June. James Hodgkinson was apparently casing the property in the months prior to the attack, which sent Representative Steve Scalise to the hospital for months. Hodgkinson shot at least 70 rounds in the attack, most of them from an assault rifle. Capitol police officers shot 25 times. He was hit 3 times and died at the hospital. Meanwhile, Representative Scalise was finally able to take the field in Washington today. He threw out the first pitch for the game between the Washington Nationals and Chicago Cubs. Of course, he was supposed to take the field with his fellow congressional members. Today is Scalise's 52nd birthday. We continue to cover the Las Vegas shooting. We are learning more about the shooter who killed 58 people from his hotel. IRS records show Stephen Paddock won $5 million as a gambler in 2015. There was no evidence Paddock was ever troubled financially, making his possible motives even more mysterious. We're also learning more about Paddock's final hours. The night before the shooting, Paddock reportedly called in 2 noise complaints about guests in the room below him in the Mandalay Bay Resort. Some plastic surgeons in Las Vegas are offering their services free to shooting survivors. One woman who suffered a bullet wound to her arm will undergo a skin graft to cover the scar. The surgeons are encouraging any wounded survivor who wants help to contact them, promising the procedure will be done at no charge. Paramedics rushed the scene in Vegas, helping as many people as possible as the number of injured quickly passed into the hundreds. But one local police force is looking into a way to respond even faster. CBS 12's Al Pefley investigates the new tool that could save lives in Delray Beach. Good evening, Al. Tracking terror tonight, 3 men have been charged in plotting attacks on crowds, one of them in Times Square. The ISIS-inspired attacks were masterminded by 3 people in 3 different countries. The men communicated via internet messaging and intended to detonate bombs in New York City and shoot civilians at concert venues. We continue our coverage of the war on terror from our worldwide terrorism alert desk. President Trump was the wrong answer, and the teacher was in big trouble. What she did on a test that has her in hot water tonight. Music is helping surgeons, why the final move was to have the patient play the saxophone on the operating table. A teacher is in serious hot water thanks to one of the choices on her test. The test at the Wyoming high school was on the George Orwell novel Animal Farm. The question asked was why one of the characters asked for a gun to be fired, and one of the incorrect multiple choice answers was, quote, shooting at Trump. School officials are now investigating. Now here's Linda Figueredo with tonight's 10:15 difference. Now to your Florida focus, a Jacksonville cop is out of a job after his bosses say he stole money from a crime scene. Jason Mann resigned following his arrest on charges of petty theft. He allegedly stole a $100 bill from evidence of a narcotics investigation. Police took photos of the scene, but noticed the bill was missing. Man had been with the department for 11 years. Combining trash and technology, the town of Jupiter just installed several smart solar trash compactors as part of a partnership with Waste Management. Each trash compactor has a unique Jupiter design. The compactors are located along the beach and at 3 of Jupiter's largest parks, including Lighthouse Park and Jupiter Community Park. The trash cans can communicate with collection crews when they are full and need to be picked up. That's pretty good, Jeff.
Yes, it is. What language do they speak, though?
That's a great question.
Right.
They speak trash.
Okay.
Well, that's what it is.
I don't
So
speak that.
we can't speak to them,
Right.
but they can speak with each other.
That's good to know.
They probably enjoy a nice weekend, I would imagine, just like we do.
We would, and it's been kind of miserable for the...
Thanks, Jeff. New rules for movie theaters so those that can't hear or see can still enjoy the cinema. Movie theaters are required to have interpreters on hand for blind and deaf customers. The case comes from a man who wanted to go see Gone Girl, but a Cinemark theater in Pittsburgh denied his request for a tactile interpreter. An interpreter costs a few $100s per showing. Hugh Hefner wanted to be surrounded when he was alive. Why that's all changed now that he's passed away. But first, a story from our partners at Circa. The comedy world is in mourning, and Hugh Hefner gets private in death. That's what's trending in tonight's entertainment buzz. The comedy world remembers Ralphie May, who died after going into cardiac arrest. Kevin Hart says he was, quote, truly saddened by this. Dane Cook calls Ralphie a good guy and a very funny person, while Kevin Smith says he had promised to put Ralphie in the next Jay and Silent Bob movie. May was 45 years old. There is big drama on the set of Fast and Furious after they revealed it will take close to 3 years for the next installment. Tyrese Gibson went off on his co-star The Rock. Dwayne Johnson says he wanted to provide a fun character, but Tyrese says he has made the franchise all about him and not about family. Hugh Hefner was the life of the party, but in death, he was very private. Only his kids, wife, and a very few key staffers were welcome at his funeral today. No other playmates were even invited, and the New York Post reports they are upset. Coming up next, high school football was filled with big plays tonight. You could not tell this was just the 4th game in 14 days for some players. Some huge runs and even bigger touchdowns. That's coming up next. John Evanson's got the skinny.
And I can tell you, cameraman Ed and cameraman Jason just came in the door like, you know what, out of heck. And they've got some big plays too. I just saw them.
Double spin move.
There's a triple spin move.
No,
maybe.
there's not.
There
Triple
might be.
axle, quadruple sock.
It's a triple axle too,
right.
yes.
Thanks, John. Peanut butter for parking tickets. How one school is instilling the new policy. That's next. One university is letting students use peanut butter to get out of trouble. New Mexico State says students can pay for their parking tickets with 80 ounces of the sandwich spread. No word yet if it has to be creamy or crunchy. It'll go on to benefit the local food pantry. The peanut butter would cost students around $10, while the ticket costs $35. A fan favorite is coming back to Taco Bell with a little twist today. You can get naked chicken chips again, but this time in your quesadilla. It's basically a chicken nugget quesadilla. You can also get the chicken chips alone with nacho dipping sauce. Thank goodness they're giving us options, Jeff.
You know, things used to stand alone, but now everything's kind of mixed together. You know,
Put cheese on anything.
That I agree with. I'm Italian. I put cheese on everything. All right, let's take a look at your forecast this weekend. So we'll start out with sun both days. It'll be kind of a mixed day with clouds and sun and some scattered afternoon storms, but overall it's looking like a very nice weekend, even drier as we head into next week.
Great. Republicans currently hold the majority in the Senate and are already looking to maintain and expand that majority in 2018. Our chief political analyst, Boris Epstein, sat down with the RNC chairwoman, Ronna McDaniel, to discuss why that is such a priority for the party. Thanks for spending 34 minutes of your evening with us here on the CW. Daily Mail TV is next. And be sure to join Liz Curantes and myself for CBS 12 News at 11. We leave you with this incredible look at our Sky Team 12 drone shot of the day. This video is from Port St. Lucie. Our drone means new ways to show you our area and bring you the news.